up, YouTube? I am yours, Mediocre tutorials and reviews, back in here with one more video. Guys, you already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Now, guys, we're going to do a little bit different of a video here today. Usually I do the video reactions, but I put up something on my community chat post that got a lot of good traction, so I wanted to share my thoughts the best way that I know how. So let's just drop right back down in there. All right. You guys might remember this post. Now, this comment that I received from user Moni C. All right. This comment was on a video that I did of Patrice O'Neal entitled "Women Hate Being Women." If I remember correctly, it was Patrice O'Neal going over what he calls the king and the queen system. And I believe we were also talking about like penis envy in that particular video. And it was to say that women as well love to be, or thought of in this new generation, certain types of them want to be head of household and the leader and in control. Hence the title of the video. Anyway, we have a very special comment here from user Moni C. So let's get back into it. I want to give you guys my thoughts. All right. I've been legitimately trying to understand this red pill movement. I'm not gonna lie, when I see women down into my comment section that say things like this, I'm like, oh, good. All right. We got someone that's trying to understand where we think women have gone awry. All right. Good. Because like I say on this channel all day, the best way to learn is to hear from the people that are doing the choosing, that are doing the relationships, that are doing the hunting, right? That are getting on bended knee. It's good to hear from us in this dating marketplace. Okay. So anyway, my husband and I know a great kid that has always had trouble dating and now is heavily into this. All right. What I tell you guys on the channel, oftentimes how men find this space and on this channel is they have dating relationships and they type something into the search engine such as, why is she not texting me back? Right? Like, what's going on? What am I doing wrong? And then they find this section of YouTube. The more I listen, I just genuinely don't understand why these men, red pill men, don't consider relationships with each other. God damn it. We couldn't go but 3 to 4 lines before the sign language starts. The shame, the insults, and the guilt. So, and this is another thing too, I really hope that this young man who goes to, it seems to be doing the correct steps. Not only does he go on the internet, but he's looking for information, but then he's having conversations with a married couple. All right. Hopefully he's having more conversations with the man than to Moni C, because Moni C will shame and insult you out of whatever decisions that you think are correct for yourself. But she went straight to the shaming tactics, straight to the insults, which is incredible. Which is incredible that after listening to the content over on this side of the internet, that's the conclusion that you came to. Like, not that there's some truths at what this portion of the internet talks about, but that it is not true at all. And instead, they're all homosexuals. But let's keep going. All right. Relationships with each other. I'm not saying that to be facetious. No, we're taking it seriously. Okay. There are plenty of loving and happy same-sex couples all over the world. Okay, what does that have to do with anything? I just think that there is a level of dissatisfaction that the red pill community has with women that at least lends itself to homosexuality being the logical solution. Now we have a completely illogical person that is trying to administer an illogical conclusion to a real situation, which is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely. Okay. When this comedian opened with he genuinely doesn't like what women are, it just seems so clear that he and men within this community, let's open it up real quick. He and men within this community simply do not like or want women. It makes all the sense in the world for red pill men to explore relationships with gay and trans men. So, here's where you're going with this. Said man talks about nature that women exhibit, or women in their lives, what they have tend to exhibit. Then you say there's plenty of men that don't have this issues with other men because they are homosexual and they seem to have good relationships. So, irrespective of that, these are homosexual men and these are heterosexual men, somehow in your mind, you say that these communities should come together and have relationships with each other. I'm so sorry, Moni C. That is the antithesis of logic. That makes no logical sense. None. And to be honest, to be forthright with you, I don't know how you have a husband. I don't know how he chooses to deal with someone with the decision-making capabilities that you do. This is why I believe in an electoral college in the United States, because I really don't think that if you put the same information in front of intelligent people and unintelligent people, the same exact information, you will get wildly different conclusions, right? Or people with crazy inherent biases, and those that do not have as much bias can look at something from a balanced perspective and have empathy to look at other people's positions and points. You'll get wildly different conclusions, wildly different. And we're seeing that this here, because what she says, she's not being facetious. She's being real. She's just trying to understand. And of all of her looking, that is her conclusion. They could get the feminine appearance in their partner if that's what they are attracted to. But they could be with any gender that they feel most compatible with. I really wanted to go over this comment as well because it is, in fact, really well worded. Usually when I say y'all are just gay, it's usually just that. It's not like someone who's actually communicating very well with periods and proper grammar. Like, it's usually not that. So I chose to indulge. But guys, as ridiculous as what this post is, I made sure that I contrasted this to someone who's a part of my inner circle, right? A part of my Patreon. Because we have conversation and communication on my Discord server, who is a woman who had a very different conclusion based off this. So I wanted to go through that as well. Here's what she said. Well, that is dumb. She's talking to Moni C. Most gay men I know aren't frustrated with women, of course, because they're not in relationships with women. Some love them. Others are disgusted by them. Okay? But for the most part, they really don't care. Why? Because they're gay. Let me also touch on this as well. For her to assume that a man that doesn't have a heterosexual sexuality, right, doesn't have problems with women is completely and utterly absurd. Shit, women have problems with women. Because you hear all the time women saying, I don't have no girlfriends, right? I could just be friends with guys. Flip that. Imagine a guy saying that. Nah, I don't have no guy friends. I could just be friends with girls. It don't even sound right when you say it like that. But see, even women know about women. All right? So let's keep going. Straight men are frustrated by their inability to connect and build lasting relationships with a female population that has, by and large, been taught to think and act unnaturally and irresponsibly. Now, guys, I concluded this In the same way that I'm going to conclude this video right here. And the reason why I wanted to post the contrast is to say that it's not all, but there's a degree of those that think that they are walking around with correct decision-making capabilities, but they are in fact are not. But then there's some women that absolutely get it and absolutely are trying to understand and absolutely see what this portion of the internet talks about. Listen, guys, I had to bring this particular comment up because this is the exact version of shaming tactics that are used, and I see all throughout the sector that try to shame you out of the reality that you see. This is pure gaslighting in a sense that she cannot see what it is that we talk about, so she acts like it doesn't even exist, and then goes to say, well, you could just be gay because men seem to have great relationships with men. This is the most illogical / trying to be logical version of shaming tactics I had ever seen. So it's going to win the Shaming Tactic of the Week award over here. Okay. Here's the last thing that I wanted to conclude with. If she then goes back to this young man that she referenced in the beginning of the video and says these things to him, she is acting extremely irresponsibly. Hopefully this young man sees this video and understands that, no, you're doing a good thing. Now, stay away from all of the red pill rage content because they can keep you within that red pill rage. Eventually, you'll have to get over the pain, the hurt, go get yourself some professional help, and then look at much more of the positive versions of this content that's available right here in this particular space. But this to me, this comment to me is absolutely unnatural and absolutely irresponsible. Guys, we got to continue to have these conversations like this, you know what I'm saying? Just to make sure that those that say irresponsible shit all across the internet understand how and why it is so ridiculous and irresponsible. We got to continue to do this, okay? Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that shit with the video. And as always, questions, comments, concerns, y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, feel free to hit me up. Got a Patreon as well. We have over 600 members in the building. Click that link down in the description box down below to see all of the benefits that are in store. If you want to come join the community, you know where to find me. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.